Ma'am, you are live now.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Good
Gautam.
afternoon, everybody. Mhm.
Kavita, just let me give a small introduction about yourself and then you can start
Sure,
off.
sure, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
just give me 2 minutes. Good afternoon, students. A very good afternoon, and welcome once more to the introduction of the new skills training program 2024. As you all know, that as per the notification which was dated 24th of June 2024, we have the introduction of the new skills training program 2024, which have been introduced for the final students as well as the intermediate students. And if you go through the notification well, so you have the intermediate course structure module, which is the Tally ERP for 40 hours online by DOS, which is the communication and the soft skills that is taken by IIT Madras in collaboration with NPTEL for 20 hours online. And it's done through DOS only, but in collaboration with NPTEL, whose login credentials you have received. We also have to do in a hybrid the MS Office and e-filing that is going on right now. You have the sessions and you have been attending the sessions from the various faculty, Madhu ma'am and Vikas Mundra sir, who are taking these sessions. And welcome you all to the intermediate skills training program of Tally, the new session that is starting today. So, I mean, please go through the circulars, please go through the notifications that is there in the institute website, which is the most authenticated source of information that you will be getting in terms of every training program, in terms of every activity that is taking place in the institute. So there are certain notifications, circulars that have come up very recently in the last few days on skills training. Kindly go through that. There have been certain changes in the modalities because skills training was there initially in the intermediate course, and now we have also introduced it in the final course students, for the final course students behind the besides the intermediate students. And kindly refer to that. So we have the MS Office and e-filing sessions that have been taken care of by DOS. We also start with the session of Tally uh, that is there. And please don't panic, students. There are circulars which are there in the institute website. Go through that. There have been various circulars on skills training specifically that have been put up recently on the institute website. And you have also a circular which is about the transition of students that will be basically taking place. So it's basically transition of the remaining CMA intermediate students to the new skills training program. So please don't panic about login credentials, about user IDs. There have been the circular dated December 27th, 24, which have come up with the transition of the remaining CMA intermediate students to the new skills training program. And you will be given the login credentials at the right time. So please don't worry. Please don't panic. It is our responsibility. But I assure you that today we are starting with the Tally session with Kavita ma'am. And like she's one of the best faculty that you can have for Tally. She's one of the best like faculty you can learn from her. So please make use of the sessions in the best possible manner. Utilize these sessions well. These are very important for your placement programs. These are very important for your future. You know, like if you're appearing for placements, you are like applying anywhere else. So these are very basics like e-filing and MS Office, Tally. These are very basics that you really need to know about. And I assure you that, I mean, she's one of the best faculty we have. So we really thank her for joining us and agreeing to basically train our students. At the end, like you cannot talk, so it's not a talking interactive session, but you can always put in your questions in the chat box. We'll see that. We'll cater to that. We'll answer to the questions at the last of the session. And please type in your questions which are relevant to the subject today, which is relevant to the session today, rather than anything else. So we'll take up the questions at the end of the sessions. We have Kavita ma'am, Kavita Navlani ma'am, who is basically a Microsoft certified corporate trainer, and she has done her master's in computer science from Dr. C.V. Raman University, India. And I mean, I can go on with her achievements and her certifications, but just in short, for introduction, she's a certified Microsoft Azure Fundamentals DP900 exam. She has appeared on it on 16th April 23. She's also a certified Power BI Data Analyst Associate. She's a certified MOS Excel expert. And she has been associated as a faculty in various faculty development programs, which are conducted by our institute, which are conducted maybe say from Karox Technologies, etc. And she has been also been a visiting faculty at the Renaissance University at Indore. She has got a good professional experience being a visiting faculty at the Symbiosis University, Indore. And like the moral of the story or the tagline, she's one of the best faculty. We can use her for the faculty program for Tally. So please, I request all the students to make use of this session in the best interactive way. And over to you, ma'am. You can start off with your session. All the best, dear students. All the best, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, all. And I'm going to share my screen, but please make sure my voice is clear and my screen is visible. Is it? So just write down on the chat box, it is visible or not, right? So I'm going to share my screen. I'm sure it is visible. Please write down, anybody. Okay, so I'm going to start my Tally session as ma'am already introduced me. So I don't think so. Again, I need to introduce myself. So we are going to learn the Tally, and as all of you are aware, that Tally is a accounting package. Tally is an accounting package. Now, first of all, what is the accounting package, right? Everybody knows whenever we want to work on the computer, then computer can be, if you want to work on a computer, so hardware and software together make a computer. Okay, if we want to work on a computer, then we need two elements, two main elements. The first one is a hardware and second one is a software. Now, so many hardwares are there. We are not going to learn that hardwares, but as I'm sure everybody is aware what kind of hardwares are there, right? After installing, after assembling the hardware in a computer, then we need to install some kind of software. Now, what is the difference between hardware and software? Hardware means that we can touch and software means that we cannot touch, only we can feel, right? Only that we can feel. Whatever the computer works, it totally depends upon the software. Whatever the computer does, it completely depends upon the software. It's just like, see, everybody have your mobiles, and in your mobiles also, mobile is a hardware, but whatever the software in it, what kind of software in it? If you heard this term, the first software always be installed, that is the OS, that is the operating system, right? Now, operating system is what? What is the operating system? It gives you the user interface between the hardware and the software. Okay, it provides you the interface between the hardware and the software. Unless until operating system is not there, you cannot install the another softwares. So the first software that always be installed in the system, that is the operating system. That is the operating system. Now, after operating system, you cannot do something, because see, if you have the Windows operating system, so only you will have some notepad kind of software, some notepad, some games, and then one software always be there, that is the Internet Explorer. If you install the Windows operating system, I'm talking about the Windows operating system, which is provided by the Microsoft. As I heard like through the ma'am, you're already learning the MS Office. You're already learning the Office applications. So I'm sure you learn these things. In a computer, hardware and software, both we need. Hardware that we can touch, and software, first software always we need to install, that is the operating system. After operating system installation, you need some kind of application software. You need some kind of application software. For example, suppose you want to do some calculation. You want to like make this reports. Then you need to install the MS Office, because in a MS Office, MS Word, MS Excel, PowerPoint, and so many tools are there. Without, see, if you are not installing the MS Office, so how can you do the calculation? How can you save the data? So if you want to do the calculation and you want to save the data, then you need to install application software, and application software that is very common software, that is MS Office. And the part of MS Office is Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. Three basic parts, right? We are not going to learn that kind of basic things. But before starting the Tally Prime, you should understand what is Tally Prime. Okay, what is Tally Prime? Now, after like application software, I'm sure you are working on the Excel, you are working with the MS Word. If you are not getting properly, then you can write down the query as the Madhu ma'am already told you, right? If you are not getting properly, then you can write the query in the question answer or in the chat box. Okay, so please listen carefully. After application software, now application software is built for the common purpose. They are known as a common purpose software. Everybody can use the MS Office because everybody need to save the data. Everybody needs to do some kind of calculation. Everybody needs to make some kind of reports or some kind of letter, documents, and etc. And everybody needs to prepare the PowerPoint. It's depend on your need. Okay, in that case, you have to install the MS Office. But apart from the MS Office, because MS Office is about common purpose software. Now you want specific, you want to do the accountings. Okay, I'm sure there is no need to give you the explanation on the what is the accounting, because you are the students of CA. Okay. Now, if you want to do the accounting in computers, you can use the Excel. You can use the Excel, but in Excel you have to work like your own. Like for example, you want to pass the entry. So you have to pass the entry by yourself. Because Excel is not an accounting package. So in that case, you need to install the accounting softwares or accounting packages. So one of the accounting software or accounting packages, Tally Prime. I'm sure everybody is getting. Make sure if you are getting, then please write yes. If you have some query, then please write no, and then just put up the query. Okay. Next. Now, accounting package. Why? What is the need to install the accounting package? As I told you, if you want accounting with computers, if you want to do the accounting with computers, then you need to install the accounting package. Though you can work with the Excel also. But in Excel, if you are doing the accounting, then there would be the tedious job. That would be the tedious job. But instead of that, you can install the accounting package, because see, accounting packages are dedicated to accounting work. Accounting packages or accounting softwares are dedicated to accounting work. Now, what is accounting? I'm sure everybody knows. For example, I'm giving you some examples. Accounting. In accounting, what is the first steps? Can you write down in the chat box what is the first steps? When you want to do the accounting, for example, suppose I introduced the capital 5 lakh rupees and I started one company. So how can I do the accounting for this? This is just an example. If you are getting, then please write down in the chat box. If you are getting, then please write down in the chat box. Okay. If I started the company by introduce the 5 lakh rupees, so how can I do the accounting for my company? What is the first step? Anybody have some idea? Anybody have some idea? Just write down in the chat box. What is the first step for accounting? The first step after setting up the company, the first step is to pass the journal entries. Right, to pass the journal entries. But for passing the journal entries, you have to pass the journal entries with debit and credit. Debit and credit. For example, for debit and credit, you should remember the rules which you learn by default when you come with in this field, accounting field. Okay, so for debit and credit, there are 3 rules, that is personal account, real account, and nominal account. Don't forget the rules for these accounts. Personal account, real account.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry to
Yes.
interrupt. Ma'am, you can check the question answer tab. I guess they are replying in the question answer tab.
Just a minute. Just a minute, sir. Right? But see, only the how to mark the attendance, registration number. Are they replying my questions?
Yes, ma'am. They are replying. Actually, there are many updates that have come in the question answer session. You can just check the last one. You can find there.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the replying. That's mean you are getting whatever I am telling you and you are understanding whatever I am giving here, the understanding regarding the accounting software, right? So the first step to mark the first step to pass the entry. And what would be the entry? That is the cash account to capital account. And how can you pass the entry? By remembering those rules which I told you about the 3 rules. 3 rules means personal account, real account, and nominal account. Right? Because see, our complete accounting is based on these rules. Our complete accounting are based on these rules. That is personal account, real account, and nominal account. After remembering these accounts, please remember what are the 4 pillars of accounting. Which one are the 4 pillars of accounting? There are 4 pillars for accounting. Which one are the 4 pillars of accounting? Can anybody again please tell me? Shruti, absolutely right. The nature of transaction, then make the voucher and make a journal entry. Absolutely right. But now please tell me what are the 4 pillars? Which one are the 4 pillars? Which one are the 4 pillars? Is my voice is clear? Is my language is perfect? Or any, if you you're not getting properly, then you can write. Okay. What are the 4 pillars? Yes. The 4 pillars are, the first is an asset, the second is a liability, and third is an income, and fourth one is a expenses. The whole accounting based on these rules and these pillars. Apart from these pillars, there is no separate term. Okay, there is no separate element or no separate term. So please like try to understand which one are the income, which one is the income, which one is the expenses, which one is the asset, and which one is the liability. Because see, after understanding the assets, liability, income and expenditure, then only you can justify you can make the complete transaction. And then after making the transaction, you have to create the ledgers, and then you have to post the balances of the ledgers in the trial balance. So these are the, what is this? This is the accounting trail. You can say this is the accounting trail. Okay. If any doubt, then you can again say yes, exactly. Exact, like you are answering properly. So I'm very glad you are getting the proper whatever I am telling here. Okay. So again, we are shift to our PPT. Now in this session, we are going to learn one of the best accounting package, that is the Tally Prime. Previously, it was known as a Tally.ERP9. Now it is known as a Tally Prime. See, there are so many versions of Tally. The first version, which introduced by the Putronics Private Limited, and Putronics Private Limited owner is the Mr. Bharat Goenka, who introduced the Tally as an accounting package. Their company name was Putronic Private Limited. But after they changed the company name, now the company name is Tally Solution. When they introduced the Tally, they introduced Tally 4. Then regularly, because the updation is a must. They regularly are updating the Tally. After Tally introduced the Tally 4, they introduced a Tally 4.5, then Tally 5, 5.4, then Tally 6.3, then Tally 7.2, then Tally 8.1, then Tally 9, then Tally.ERP9, and now Tally Prime. Okay, these are the versions. Versions means when they make the changes in the software, then they give is the separate name, and they provide the separate versions. And still, like Tally Prime versions, the Tally Prime first was there, now the Tally Prime 2 was there, then Tally Prime 3, now Tally Prime 5 is there. Okay, now I'm sure you are getting what is the Tally Prime. It is the same as previously we known as the Tally.ERP9. Okay, now I give you the understanding application software and what is the difference between the application software and the accounting package. See, if you learn about the kind of software, so there are 3 kinds of software. The first software is the operating system. And second is application software, and third one is a dedicated software, or you can say the ERPs. Okay, you can say the ERPs. Just write down the full form of ERPs. I am sure everybody knows the full form of ERPs. That is Enterprise Resource Planning. Now, what is Enterprise Resource Planning? Enterprise Resource Planning is a type of the software. It is not a name of the software. Okay, Enterprise Resource Planning, it is a type of the software. It is not a name of the software. Now, exactly what is ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning means it integrates all the modules in a single place. See, as the name stands, Enterprise Resource Planning. Whatever resources you are having, you can build according to that your own software, that is known as a ERP software. Sometimes we can say it is a customized software. For example, when you goes to the bank for some work, then you can check the software there. They are using the Finacle software. They are using the Finacle or iFlex, but most of the banks are using the Finacle software. So Finacle is what? Again, it is an ERP software because it provides a solution to the bank. It provides the complete solution to the banks because it is dedicated to the banks also. So what is the ERP software? ERP software is a type of the software. It is not a name of the software which integrate all the modules in a single place. Are you getting? Which integrates all the modules in a single place. Okay, because see, how many modules are there in the Finacle? Just for the example, see, customers can open the saving bank account, customers can open the current account, customer can make the FDs, can take the overdraft. So many segments are there. So all the segments, all the modules integrate in a single place, that is known as a ERP. Because ERP provides you the complete solution according to your company. So Tally Prime is also known as a ERP software. Tally Prime is also known as a ERP software. Though here is written as it is an accounting package or accounting software, but it provides you almost the complete solution to your company. In our company, main segments of our company is, first is a accounts segment, second is a inventory segment, third one is a taxation segment, and fourth one is a payroll segment. And Tally provides all the four segments in a single place. So that's why Tally is also known as a ERP software. Tally is also known as the ERP software. Okay, I'm sure everybody is getting. Now next, in Tally Prime, you cannot make doubts, because accuracy level is 100%. Because in accounting, we require the 100% accuracy level. Okay, because whenever you work with the Tally, you can check embedded calculation is there. What is the embedded calculation? See, when you specify the rate, when you specify the quantity, then total will automatically calculate by the Tally itself. So this kind of thing is known as an embedded calculation. Okay, so accuracy level is 100%. Accuracy, as we require the 100% accuracy, and Tally, in a Tally accuracy level is 100%. Accounting activity consumes lots of time and energy. If you are not using the accounting package, you are working with Excel and you are passing the entry in Excel, then after passing the entry in Excel, you have to create the ledgers. Okay, you have to create the ledgers, and you have to pass the balances to the trial balance. Again, you have to pass after passing the balances to the trial balance, you have to pass the whatever the balances are there. According to the balances, according to the trial balance, you have to make the trading and P&L account. After completing the trading and P&L account, again after you have to pass the net profit to the balance sheet, and you have to understood what is asset, what is the liability. Because see, 4 pillars are there, as I already told you. Income and expenditure. So just check the segregate the income and expenditure and assets and liability, because income and expenditure will reflect in the trading and P&L account, but assets and liability will reflect in the balance sheet. So see, if you are using the Excel, then you have to do the manual work. You have to do the manual work, and you have to recognize, you have to segregate between the income, expenditure, assets and liability. But in the accounting package, no need to segregate the assets and liability. It automatically passes the entry. It automatically passes all the balances, whatever we understood about the trail. This is also known as a trail. Okay, you are aware, you heard this term trail, TRAIL, that is trail. Trail is what? Sequence of documentation is known as a trail. Sequence of documentation is known as a trail. Like first pass the entry, then make the ledgers, then post the balances of the ledgers in the trial balance. Then after trial balance, you should segregate the income and expenditure and assets and liability, and then make the trading, P&L and balance sheet. Okay, so these will be automatically done by the Tally Prime. Okay, now next. It's again, I already gave you the understanding what is the accounting software. It is a system that automatically carries out the mechanical activities in accounting process. Accounting being the backbone of any business, because without accounting, you cannot do the business in a proper manner. If you are doing the business then you have to do the accounting. It's not possible, like if you are doing the business but you are not managing the accounting, it is not possible. So if the business is there, then you have to manage the accounting, right? Whether you are using the accounting software, whether you are using the accounting in a Excel, whether you are doing in a registers, that is the like manual work. Okay, because previously all the work was manual, right? Next. Now in an accounting process, these are the steps. As I told you, this is the trail. Understanding the transaction, general and voucher entry, then ledger posting, balancing of ledger account, trial balance, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. This is what? This is the trail. This is the trail of the accounting process. Okay. Then next, we are going to start the Tally Prime. But make sure whatever like understanding I provide you, I gave here, you understood in a proper manner. Then we are going to learn the how we can install the Tally Prime. Okay, so to installing the Tally Prime, just go to the Tally Solution website, or you can write down in the Google also. You can write down in the Google search bar also. Just write here the install Tally. Okay, see, now it is giving you the free download. Now, what do you mean by free download? Is it the freely available for all? Is it the freely available for all? Anybody have idea? Is it the freely available for all? Is it the freely available for all? Freely available for all. It is freely available for students only. For students only. Students means what? Who want to learn the Tally. Who want to learn the Tally. Who don't want to work on the Tally in a practical manner. If you are a businessman and you want to work on a Tally, then you cannot download the, you cannot freely download on the Tally Prime from the net. So you can download as a businessman. If you want to work on a Tally and if you want to maintain the accounts with Tally by using the Tally Prime, okay, then if you want free, then you can download it directly from the net, because nobody knows that you are the student or you are the businessman. But if you want to download, freely download, then you have to download in a educational mode. That is known as a educational mode. And if you download it in an educational mode, that is free of cost. But in an educational mode, some restrictions are there. You cannot change the date of entry. You cannot change the date of entry except 1st, 2nd and 31st. Only you have to pass the entries on 1st, 2nd and 31st. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? What is educational mode? Yes, Sanjay, we will work on the Tally Prime. Now, if you want, because we are the students, we are in the learning process. Okay, so we need to download it from the net. That is free of cost. So by writing here, install Tally Prime free download, then it will directly open, it will like directly gives you the link of the Tally Solution. As I told you, now the company name is tallysolution.com. Now the company name is tallysolution.com. See, there are two options, buy now and download. There are two options, buy now and download. If you want to download it, freely download it, then you can directly go for the downloads. If you want to buy it, why you want to buy it? Because you want to work in the real time. Why? Because you want to make the entries on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Because see, in our businesses, you have to pass the entry according to the date wise. So in that case, you have to buy now. Directly you cannot download. If you download it, no option, like it is not, the restriction is not there, you can download it. But after downloading it, you have to work in an educational mode. You have to work in an educational mode. See, there is an option Teleprime release 5.1, release 5.1, that is edit log. I'll give you the understanding what is the difference between edit log and normal Teleline. Now, what is the release? I told you Tele introduced the versions, different versions was there, 4.0, 4.5. Now Teleprime is there, but they are regularly upgrading it. They are regularly upgrading it by introducing the release. By introducing the release. See, here is an option from downside. You can, do you want to download the previous versions? Now, if you want to download the previous versions, then see, here is an option. Here is an option. See, all the versions are given. Previous versions are given here. All the, see, Tele 7.2, whatever I told you, na, Tele.erp9, release 5.2, all the previous versions are there. But we will use the latest version and latest release. Which one is the latest version? The latest version is Teleprime. The latest version is Teleprime and the release is 5.1. And the release is 5.1. And directly you can download from here. That is Tele. See, when you go to the download, then there is an option of Teleprime. Is it? And make sure everybody have laptops in front of you. See, whenever you want to join my class, you should join my class regularly. If you skip, then you cannot understand in a proper manner. So please join the class regularly and make sure you are having the laptops or the computer in front of you. Don't log in with mobile phones. Don't log in with mobile phones because I want you should learn the practicals. I want you should learn the practical. So please install the Teleprime 5.1 release. How you can download it? Just open the Telesolution website. Then from there, just download the Teleprime 5.1. Sanjay, please download. Aditya, everybody, I cannot call out the names because see, there are almost the 2600 attendees. So I cannot call out the everybody names. Please download everybody and just write down in the chat box after installing the Teleprime. If you are having any difficulties for like while installing the Teleprime, then just write the query. Are you installing? Please write down anybody. There is no need to buy the premium version. See, we are the learner. So there is no need. See, so many students are asking the query, is there any need to buy the Teleprime? No, there is no need to buy the Teleprime because I told you na, if you want to only learn presently, then you have to download in a educational mode. You can, we will start in the educational mode. Okay. Anybody start downloads? Okay. So I completed my downloading. See how we can complete my downloads. Just download from here. Then it will downloads in your downloads folder. It will downloads in your downloads folder. Then when after completing the downloads, you will have the setup.exe. Everybody know the exe file is what? Exe file is a set of files, executable files. Exe stands executable files. So when you click here, open file, then it will directly install the Teleprime. It will directly install the, it will start the Teleprime, installing the Teleprime. Then see, it is asking you, it is taking the permission from your side. If you set yes, then it is going to install. See, I'm already having the Teleprime 5.1. So that's why it is giving me the message like, do you want to install new or you want to like uninstall and then install it. But I don't want to install it right now. Why? Because I am having already the installation. By clicking on the next, you just install the Teleprime. After installing, after downloading the setup.exe, see, just I'm going to open my folder, download folder. Here you can find out the setup.exe. What is exe? That is the executable file. Executable files are the files which doesn't need any kind of software. They directly start the downloads. They directly start the installation. See, when you double click on it, then they directly start the installation by taking the permission from your side. So just set it yes. After setting the yes, it will start the install it. Okay, make sure you install the Teleprime. Make sure you install the Teleprime. After installing the Teleprime, you will get, see, you will get the shortcut on desktop. You will get the shortcut on desktop, that is the Teleprime. See, here is a shortcut. That is the Teleprime. Then right click here, and then just open the file location. Open the file location. Then you can check how Tele installed it and where it created the folder. Just I am, see, desktop, right click, then open the file location. Show more options. See, where it is installed Teleprime, see users and then my folder and then OneDrive and then desktop. This is the location of the shortcut. This is the location of the shortcut. Now, just a minute, I need to. Two more options. This is the shortcut which it created automatically, that is on desktop. And you can check the previous version here from, but presently we don't have the, I don't have the any previous version. Now, if you want to start the Tele, by double click it, you can start the Tele. Directly by double click it, you can start the Tele. Okay, this is the reason. See, open file location. Okay, now when you check the open file location, when I install the Teleprime, it created the Teleprime folder in the program files. See program files, because all the apps, whenever we install the apps or applications, then it by default it created the folders in the program files. I'm sure you are learning the MS Office, so you can check MS Office folder is also there. Because if you install the MS Office, then by default it will directly create the MS Office folder in the C program files. Whatever apps you installed, by default folders are created in the C program files. See, now Teleprime is also created. Teleprime folder is also created. When I double click it, then there is an option of tele.exe. And the shortcut of the tele.exe is created by the Tele itself by downloading, by installing the Tele. By default, it created the shortcut of tele.exe on the desktop. Isn't it? Isn't it? Any doubt? Any query? Okay, right. Everybody install the Tele. Fine. Now, after installing the Tele, you already check the location of the Teleprime folder. Where it is? C program files and Teleprime. And all the supported files are there. These are known as supported files. These are known as supported files. And then if one of the supported file is missing, then TelePrime will not run with the shortcut. Whatever the shortcut created on the desktop, in that shortcut will not run if one of the supported file is missing. So please do not delete something from here. Do not delete something from here. Okay. Now next, one is a very important file in TelePrime folder, that is tele.ini. Tele.ini, that is the configuration file. Configuration means you can set the location for your companies. You can set your location for your companies, because whenever you work with the Tele, then definitely it will create the files. Like if you work in a MS Excel, then it will create a one file. Na? Same thing, if you work on a MS Word, then it will create the file. And you have to save that file in the location. Location means drive and folder name. So you can set the path over here by opening it. But make sure your Tele is not open. Please do not open the Tele directly. First, you should set the location for your companies. Okay, now here is an option that is data. Here is an option that is data, where you want to save your company. For example, I'm going to create one folder. I'm going to create a one folder where C and Kavita. And then by clicking here the new folder, I'm going to create here the Tele sessions. Okay, Tele sessions. I created the one folder, and presently the folder is empty. Presently the folder is empty. By pressing the Alt D and Control C, I'm going to copy this location and I should paste this location over here. Then whatever the work we will do with the Tele, then it will save my files to this location. Just press Ctrl S. Now you can open the TelePrime by double click over here. Okay. Now TelePrime is going to open. TelePrime. See, there are options: continue educational mode, use license from network, reactive existing license, or activate new license. If you want to buy the Tele, then you have to activate new license. Because when you buy the Tele, then again you need to install the Tele, but you have to activate new license, because when you buy Tele, then you will have the license of the Tele. So one license key will be there. One license key will be there. You should put that license key. Okay. See, it is asking first it will install the Tele, and then again you have to provide the license key if you want to buy. But presently we don't want to buy, because everybody, I'm sure like the students who are in my class, download it from the Tele Solutions website, then you cannot directly click over here. Why you cannot directly? Because in that case you have to make the payment now. You have to make the payment, but we are using in educational mode. Is it clear? Anybody have doubt? Write down in the question answers. Who downloaded it? How? You downloaded it, Mandar? Okay. I'm giving you the 5 minutes. Please download it fast. And if you are like some of the attendees don't have the computers right now, but make sure from tomorrow you will have the computers. Okay, whether it is laptop or whether it is desktop, I don't care about that. But please make sure you should have the one computer. Please download it fast. Five minutes is there, please. Right. Now, presently you download it in the educational mode. Okay, you download it in the educational mode. Now, there are again the three types of license. If you want to purchase the license, there are three types of license. First is a silver edition, second is a gold edition, and third is a auditor. Okay, third is a auditor. Now, what is silver edition? If you want to work on a standalone machine without using the network, I'm sure everybody knows the network. If you want to work on a standalone machine, then you have to take the single user or silver edition. But if you want to work on the network, like for example, you want to integrate the sales department, purchase department, accounts department, all the departments should work on the Tele Prime, then you have to take the gold. That is multi-user. And auditor version is also there. If you want, see, what is the difference between auditor and the normal user? See, normal user can be the maker and checker both. But auditor is not a maker. Auditor is only the checker. So in that case, auditor have the read-only rights. Auditor cannot make the entry, cannot pass the entry, or cannot change the entry. Only he or she can audit the entries or check the entries. Okay. So there are three types of license. First is a silver, second is a gold, and third one is a auditor. Right. Now I'm going to run the Tele Prime from the desktop. Just double click it, then it will open the Tele Prime. While opening the Tele Prime, then first it reads that file, that is tele.ini, which we recently configured with our location. So just continue in educational mode because we are going to learn the educational mode. Remember, see, now the path is C Kavita Tele session. What is the path? C Kavita Tele session. Now, if you want to start the working with Tele, then the first step to start the working in Tele, that is the create company. Because unless company is not there. So what is the need for accounting? If you want to do the accounting, then the first step is company. Unless until you don't have the company, there is no need for the accounting. So first you have to create the company. After pressing here, create the company, you can change the location by pressing the backspace. You can change the location by pressing the backspace. But I'm not going to see by specifying the path, you can change the location. By specifying the path, you can change the location. In the next step, we can learn how we can change the specify path. In like currently, I'm going to create a one company in the same location what I recently created the folder and what I already set the location on the Tele configure file. Okay. Now what will be the company name? What is the company name? Say if it is ICMAI. Or you can say private limited. Enter. This will be the company name. Now what is the mailing name and what is the difference between the company name and mailing name? Mailing name, you can specify the complete name of your ICMAI Private Limited so that it will get printed on your reports. It will get printed on your report. For example, Institute of Cost and Management Accounts. This will be the name which will get printed on the reports. So this is the difference between the mailing name and the company name. Make sure whatever I am giving you the understanding, you are getting in a proper manner. Okay. Now address you can specify. For example, I am simply addressing here the okay. In a 2-line, I completed my mailing name and address. Now state. All the states are available here, whatever the states are in India. But if you want to change the country, then you can change the country from here. By default, it is taking the India country. Suppose you change the country, that is the United States of America. Then whatever the states are there, all the repositories are here. Repositories means database. Complete database is built in the Tally. The moment you change the country, it is showing you the states of the United States. According to your country, it is showing you the state. And again, you can change. Suppose you are changing the country again. You are changing the country again. Say if it is okay. If no states are there. Okay, it is just a minute. I press the escape. Escape means you don't want to save the work, whatever you've done. The mailing name. You should specify. Then mailing address is enter. You can change the country from here. By default, it is giving you the India country, but I am setting here the state only because the country is PIN code. Now these are the details. These are not mandatory details. What is the difference between the mandatory and optional? Mandatory means you have to provide that details, and optional means you can leave it blank. So these are the optional details. You can leave it blank, but I'm not leaving it the blank. I'm typing here the PIN code. Telephone number you can also specify. Enter. Okay. Now fax you can specify, but I'm leaving it blank because these are not mandatory. Gmail.com. Okay. Then website. If you have the portal, then you can mention here the website. Otherwise, again, you can leave it blank. This is very important. That is financial year beginning from, books beginning from. I'm sure because of you are the CMA students. So I'm sure you know the difference between FY and AY, financial year and assessment year. What is the assessment year currently going on? What is the assessment year currently going on? And what is the financial year currently going on? Whatever the financial year currently going on, but by default it is automatically select. That is 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. That is my financial year. That is my financial year. And for this financial year, the AY will be 25 to 26. But here only we need to maintain the, we need to assign the financial year. AY we don't want. Only financial year because we want to pass the transactions. For transaction should be passed in the financial year. Then enter. Now the difference between the books beginning and financial year. The difference between the books beginning and the financial year is for everybody financial year is 24-25. No matter Suppose I started the company in August 24 and you started the company in November 24. For both of us, the financial year is same, 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. But the books beginning is different because I started my company in August 24. So I should mention here the books beginning from August 24. And you should mention here the books beginning from November 24. I'm sure everybody is getting. Make sure everybody is getting. Right? Okay. Now, just I'm mentioning here 24. Can I mention here the 15th August 24? Can I mention here 15th August 24? Answer me. Answer me, please. Can I mention here 15th August 24? And if not, then why I cannot mention here the 15th August 24? Why? Tanisha, answer me why? Why I cannot mention here the 15th August 24? Because we are using the educational mode. We are not using the license words. If you are using the license, then you can mention the 15th August, 16th August, whatever. But if you are using the educational mode, then in that case only you can specify the first date, second date and 31st date. That's it. Apart from these 3 dates, you cannot use the other dates. Okay. Education is free. You can download it directly from the net. I told you earlier. Yes, it is only for the educational purpose. Okay. So after setting up the company, here I set up the company, enter. You can directly press the Control A. Control A is a shortcut key to save the company. Everywhere. So save the screen, you should press the Control A. Like in a MS Office, you are using the Control S for save. Here you should press the Control A. Control A. You don't want to change the currency because you are having the only one currency, that is the INR. So you should press Control A. You should press Control A. After setting up the company, it is opening the screen, which the name of this screen is Company Features. The name of this company is Company Feature. Suppose by default, by mistake, you press Escape. Okay, by mistake, you press Escape. You don't want to set the company features right now. Then again, if you want to set the company features, then you have to press the F11. Then the same screen will be there. But presently, we are not going to learn the how can we set the company features. Just press Escape. After pressing the Escape, after creating the company, you will get the first screen, that is the Gateway of Tally. This is known as Gateway of Tally. And Gateway of Tally's screen is there. Please check the above tabs. These are known as tabs. Like MS Office, you are having the tab, File tab, and then Data tab, Page Layout tab, View tab, Review tab. You're learning the Word, Excel, PowerPoint. File tab is there, Home tab is there. Then after Home, there is a Page Layout tab is there, Insert tab is there. Depends upon which software you are using. If you are using the Excel, then Home, Insert, Page Layout, and then so on. And if you are using the Word, then the tabs are again the difference. But in a MS Office, almost the same tabs are there. Okay. But next. So these are known as tabs. Now suppose I want to make some alteration in my basic company's data. Suppose I want to change my address. I want to change my address. So here is a C K and then here is a underscore. Here is underscore. So if you are finding the underscore and the key, that key will work with the Alt key. Alt K. See, it is open the company menu. Alt K, it is open the company menu. Alt Y, it is open the data menu. Whatever the shortcut key having the underscore, whatever the key under having the underscore, that key with that letter or key will work with the underscore. If you are finding the double underline, then that will work with the control. Okay, so now the question is, I want to make the changes in my company setup data. So by pressing here, here is the option alter. You will get the same screen. Whatever you set the previously you created the company. Now you want to change the address, you can change the address. Now you want to change the phone number, you can change the phone number. If you don't want to change something, then press escape. But if you want to change something, for example, alter. If you want to change something, for example, the name here should be the India. Okay, comma India. Now you cannot press the escape. What key should you should press? I recently gave you the understanding for save. Which one is a key for save? Which one is a key for save? Control A, not Control S. In MS Office, Control S will work, but here Control A will work. See, Control A. Now your data is saved. You can check by pressing the alter. See, now your company name is ICMAI Private Limited .India, comma India. Again, suppose you want the mailing name should be different. So you want Institute of Management Accounts India. Then just press Control A. Then you can check. See, it made the changes. Now for save, what is the shortcut key? See, please keep one notebook and a pen in front of you. A computer is a necessary because without computer you cannot do the simultaneously work, and one notepad and pen is compulsory. Whatever I am giving you the understanding, you should write down, you should make the notes of these classes. For example, I told you the shortcut key for the save. So just write the, for save, the shortcut key is Control A. Control A. If you don't want to make the changes, then press escape. To exit from any screen, just press escape. For example, I want to exit from this screen. Okay, this screen means I want to exit from tele. Then press escape. Now it is asking quit, yes or no. No, I don't want to quit. So I press N. Okay, now see, here is an option change. We will learn later on. Only we learn today. In the today session, we learn create and alter. Create and alter. How can we create the company? Now one company is already created, ICMAI Private Limited. But I want to create one more company. Then again you can create the company. You can create the company. Now I am going to create here the company, that is CMA India. Now I press Control A. Okay, and I don't want to set the features. Then what is the shortcut key to exit from this window? Write down in the chat box. Question answers window. The shortcut key to exit from this screen is escape. Now again gateway of tally is there. But this gateway of tally for which company? That is CMA India. Previously it was ICMAI, but now I created two companies and both companies are open. Both companies are open. Now I want to switch the company. I don't want to work in a CMA India. I want to work in a ICMAI Private Limited India. Then press F3. F3 is a shortcut key to change the company. Now, whatever the screen it is showing, that is the ICMAI Private Limited. But now again, I want to change the company. So here is an option given. See, change company. Same thing. F3 or change company is the same. F3 is a shortcut key. Change company is from here. You can change the company. F3 is a shortcut key to switch the company. Open the company. If the companies are open, like so many more than one companies are open, then you can use the F3. F3 is a shortcut key to change the company. Is it clear? Is it clear? Anybody have doubt? Yes. Just take your time. Take your time. I'm reading your question answers. Just take your time, just download it and then just create a one company. Okay, should I move on the next? Important shortcut keys. Control A is a very important shortcut key for save. Then escape for exit from any window. F3 to change the company or to switch the company. From one company to another, you can press the F3. Now we will learn the select company. This is the difference between select and I'm sure everybody is answering clear. Okay. Now, see, in a alter K, there is an option of select company. Select company. Select company means whatever the location presently selected. How many companies are there? So only two companies are there. You can check. See, only two companies are there. So what is the difference between F3 and select company? For example, suppose I want to shut the company. Shut means close the company. Tomorrow we will again start the company. Okay, so how can we shut the company? There is an option of shut the company. I want ICMAI Private Limited should be shut. Now I cannot use the F3. In a F3 again, it is only giving me the one option. Now I cannot use the F3. I should select the company. From here, there is an option of select company, Alt F3. Now again, you can open that company. Now you can use the F3. Now I'm sure you got the difference between the change company and select company. Is it? Okay. I'm sure everybody understood. Now next, that is the Alt K. Rest things online access, connect, disconnect, remote access, browse access, feature, security, televault, online access. Rest things we will learn later on. These are the basic things. Create, alter, change, select and shut. These are the basic things. Okay, now my company is open. So for the security purpose, I am going to shut the another company, that is CMA India. Only one company is open, that is ICMAI Private Limited. Now I want to work. In a gateway of Tally, you can check the heads, masters, transactions, utilities, reports, and quit. Quit means to exit from the Tally. You want to exit from the Tally. Now what is create? What are the masters available in create? So see, every option, every master have three options: create, alter, and display. Here is a create, alter, and chart of accounts. Now previously it was display, now it is chart of accounts. Now what is chart of accounts? As you already learned the ACE, that is accounting standards. So if you want chart of accounts, so there are two masters, accounting masters and inventory masters. Accounting masters and inventory masters. How many ledgers you have? How many transactions, voucher types you have? How many budgets you have? How many scenarios you have? Presently, we didn't work anything in our company. Okay, so that's why by default in a Tally, two ledgers are there. One is cash, second is P&L. Two ledgers are there. One is cash and second is P&L. And groups are what? What is groups? Can anybody answer me what is groups? In an accounting standard, we learn four pillars are there. We learn in accounting, our accounting is based on these pillars. Three rules and these pillars. Pillars means income, expenditure, assets and liability. These pillars have the different groups. Income, maybe direct income, maybe indirect income. Expenditure, maybe direct expenses or maybe indirect expenses. Assets, maybe current assets, maybe fixed assets. Liability, maybe current liability, maybe this, like the again the differentiate, like in a current liability the sundry creditors are there. Again in the sundry creditor we can segregate the creditors. Creditors for expenses, creditors for goods. Okay, so these are known as groups. How many groups are there in Tally? There are 28 groups. By default 28 groups, you can check. 28 groups are. See, capital account. Under the capital account, reserves and surplus are there. So capital is a main group and reserves and surplus is a subgroup. Reserves and surplus is a subgroup. So 15 are main, 13 are main and 15 are subgroups. Then current assets. Bank account is there, cash in hand is there, deposits is there. So these are known as groups. In accounting standards, you already learned the segregation between the income, expenditure, assets and liability. These are the four pillars. But under these four pillars, the groups are there. So by default, 28 groups are there. Out of 28, 13s are main and 15s are subgroups. Okay, next. Then voucher types. Transaction types. For example, we already have taken the example of capital. Suppose I introduce the capital with cash 5 lakh rupees. So what will be the entry? Cash to capital. But what kind of transaction is there? How many kinds of transactions are there? By default in Tally, how many voucher types are there? 24 voucher types. So you can segregate the type of transactions by checking this voucher types. Cash to capital. This is the receipt transaction. RAM to cash, that is the payment transaction. Salary to cash, that is the payment transaction. Then cash to RAM, that is the receipt transaction. I'm sure you are getting. Purchase to cash. What kind of transaction is this? Purchase to cash. What kind of transaction it is? Yes, what kind of transaction it is? Purchase to cash. What kind of transaction it is? That is, see, you can say the payment types of transaction. You can say the purchase transaction. But the best is, this is the purchase transaction. You cannot say the payment transaction. This should be the purchase, because purchase by, like, if you are making the payment for purchase, then you should select the transaction purchase type. You should not select the transaction of payment type. Okay. Now next. Then cash to sales, that is the transaction sales type. Then we will learn credit note, debit note. For returns, we will generate the credit note, debit note. For orders, we will generate the purchase order, sales order. Delivery note, job work in order, general entries. What kind of entries should be passed in the general? All the adjustment entries should be passed in the general. For example, depreciation account, debit to furniture. So this is the adjustment entry. Depreciation should be debited, because what is the nature of depreciation? What is the nature of the depreciation? That is indirect expenses. And indirect expenses will reflect in P&L. And expenses always be the debit. Do not forget the rule of nominal account. Do not forget the rule of nominal account. So expenses should be debit. And to furniture, why? Because furniture should be depreciated by such of amount. By such of amount, depreciation should be depreciated. So the nature should be, the nature transaction nature should be adjustment entries, and it should be passed in the journal. Okay, now next. So many things are there, but basic things we will learn that today, because today is the first lecture, na? So we will learn the basics. Next, currency. How many currency you are using? Presently only one currency is there, but in Tally you can create more than one currency. More than one currency. In that case, you have to provide the exchange rate. For example, $1 is equal to 84 rupees. That is the exchange rate. Then budgets, you can create the budgets, you can create the scenario. Now what is it? Inventory masters. Inventory masters. In a inventory master, first is a stock group. Inventories and stocks both are the same thing. Okay, inventories and stocks both are the same thing. In which stock we are dealing, that is the inventory. In which stock we are dealing, that is our inventory. Okay, and then suppose we are purchasing the stationery for office. Suppose we are purchasing the stationery for office. So what entry should be there? Stationery to cash, because we are making the cash payment. So stationery to cash, but stationery is not our stock, because we are not trading in stationery. This is just our indirect expenses. This is just our indirect expenses. Now stock groups are what? If you want collectively collection, if you want to create the collection, for example, you want two types of groups. Okay, two types of groups. Like for example, you are dealing in two-wheelers and four-wheelers. So you want to segregate the stock according to the two-wheeler and four-wheelers. So you have to create the groups two-wheeler and four-wheelers. Two-wheeler and four-wheelers. That is not your stock, that is stock group. But under two-wheeler group, you are selling the Activa. So that is your stock item. That is your stock item. Again, what is the stock category? Apart from the group, two-wheeler and four-wheeler, you want to segregate according to the category. electronics vehicle, non-electronics vehicle. You want to create the category also. So you can create the category, stock category. Units. What is the units? Think about it. What is the unit? Measurement units. Measurement unit. For example, presently I am having the 2500 students, attendees. 2500 attendees. So which unit I use here? Number. Number of students are 2500. So number is what? That is the unit of measurement. Then go down. Storing place of your inventories. Storing place of your inventories. Inventory storing place. So that is known as go down. By default in a tally, one go down is there, that is main location. That is main location. And here is an option that is show inactive. We will learn later on, but we can activate it by pressing show inactive. See, it is giving you payroll master. Later on we will learn, but three kinds of masters are there. Basic masters, accounting masters, inventory masters, payroll master. One is again there because I told you why Tally known as a ERP system, because it integrates major four segments. The first is the accounting, second is the inventory, third is the payroll, and fourth one is a taxation feature, taxation masters. But presently we are not having the taxation master. Why? Because for that we have to enable the features. But we are not moving today for the taxation or for the another features. Only we will learn the accounting masters. Only we will learn the accounting masters. Okay. So please again answer me. How many groups are there? How many groups are there? We learned recently. How many groups are there? Yes, come on, answer fast. Write down the answer. How many groups are there? Perfect. Then how many ledgers are there? And what are groups? Okay, before moving to the next question, how many groups are there and what are the groups? Groups kya hote? What are the groups? Groups are, as per the accounting standards, groups are segregated here. And again, please don't forget, our accounting is based on the four pillars. One is income, second is expenses, third is asset, and fourth is liability. All the groups are segregated according to these pillars. Under income, two types of incomes are there. One is indirect income and second is direct income. See, groups. You can check here the direct income. See, direct income. You can check here the indirect income. So under income pillar, because one pillar is income. Under income pillar, two types of incomes are there. One is direct and second is indirect income. So these are the groups. Then under expenses, two types of expenses are there. Indirect expenses and direct expenses. So basically 28 groups are there. 28 groups are there. Under again the assets pillar. Then how many types of assets are there? Current assets and fixed assets. Under current assets, bank accounts, cash in hand, deposits, loan and advances, stock in hand, and sundry debtors. These are the subgroups. These are the main groups. So if you have the strong knowledge of accounting, theoretical knowledge, because you learn in the already you studied that. If you are the BCom student, then I'm sure you are very much familiar with these terms. If you are the commerce student, but it's not like that ki Tally cannot be learned by the another students. You can learn easily. Even the science graduate student can learn. Even the science graduate student, arts graduate students, or anything. It's not like that ki you should have the, but some knowledge. If you have the knowledge of accounting, then it's good. Otherwise, also you can learn from the scratch, because I am giving you the understanding from the scratch. Okay, so 28 groups are there. Then ledgers. Ledgers are varied according to the company to company. You cannot fix the ledgers in a company. But two ledgers are always with there. One is cash and second is P&L. One is cash and second is P&L. Two ledgers are always with there. Whether it is profitable organization, whether it is non-profitable organization. If non-profitable organization, then cash and income and expenditure account will be there. But if the profitable organization, then cash and P&L will be there. But two ledgers always be there. Right? But rest ledgers we have to create. Then voucher types. How many voucher types are there? And exactly what is the voucher type? There are 24 voucher types in Tally. And voucher types means what? Transactions to be recorded. Transactions to be recorded. For example, cash to capital, we want to record the cash to capital. We want to pass the cash to capital entry. Then what kind? The nature of transaction is receipt, because we are debiting the cash. We are debiting the cash, and cash falls under real account. Under real account. So what kind of nature it is? Debit what comes in. We are receiving the cash. So cash account debit to capital account. And then rest, these are inactive. So we are not learning today inactive. Then inventory masters. Stock groups. I told you, you can segregate according to the, please remember this example, two-wheeler, four-wheeler. You can create the groups of two-wheeler, four-wheeler. Then under two-wheeler, you should create the stock items. If you are having these kind of businesses, vehicle business, then stock category, you can again create the categories. Then units, measurement units. If you are dealing in numbers, then measurement unit should be number. If you are dealing in kilograms, for example, you are grain merchant, so you are dealing in kilograms, then in that case you have to create the kilograms units. You can create the compound units also, kilograms and as well as the grams, because you are selling it kilograms and also the grams, because though you are the retailer, then you can create the compound unit. Then go down. What is go down? Storage place. What is go down? Storage place. Okay, I'm sure you learn these masters. Okay, day by day we will do the practical, then definitely you will understand. Now vouchers. Whenever you want to pass the transaction, then you should click on the vouchers. Next is a day book. Day book is a place where you can check the voucher entries of the current date. What is the current date? What is the current date? Please tell me. What is the current date? What is the current date? Yes. What is the current date? According to your system, the current date is 30th January. According to the system, your current date is 30th January. But according to the Tally, your current date is 1st August 2024. Why 1st August? Because books starting from, we mentioned 1st August 24. If you wish, then you can check. See, if you want to pass the transaction, then see here is a option. Here is a date, that is 1st August. How it is taking the 1st August? Because we already mentioned at the time of company creation. I'm going to alter the company. Okay. At the time of company creation, you mentioned the books beginning from 1st August. So that's why you cannot pass the voucher before 1st August. You should start. If you want to pass the voucher, then you can mention the date 1st August or later on. But previous date you can. For example, suppose I am taking the previous date 1/4. What message it is giving me? Date cannot be below the financial year beginning date. Basically, financial year is what? It always be the same for the everybody. It always be the same for the everybody. But books starts date can be the vary according to the company to company. So I started my books from 1st August. So I cannot mention here the date previous date before the 1st August. I cannot pass the entry before the 1st August. So it is giving me the message. Dates cannot be below the financial year beginning date 1st August 2024. And how I can change the date? By pressing F2. F2 is a shortcut key to change the current date, voucher date. And if you want to change the period, then Alt F2. What is the period? 2020, 24, 25. It is giving me, by default, I started my company, my financial year was 24, 25 here. See, in a company you can check, alter. See, here is a books financial start year. You cannot mention here the financial year end. Only you need to mention here the financial year beginning from. By default, Tally will automatically take the last date, that is the 31st March 25. Now again, the one restriction is you cannot pass the entry before the books is starting because it is giving you the message. The second restriction is you cannot pass the entry after completing the financial year. See, dates cannot be above the current period because your current period is finished. Now you want to enter the entry in the next year. Then first you have to set the financial year. And if you want to pass the entry in the first 4/24, then you have to set the financial year from 24 to 25 to 26. Okay, I'm sure you are getting. If not, then write the query. Anybody have some doubt? Anybody have some doubt? Just like take your time for understanding, then just write the query. And see, somebody like when you when you log in with the MS Team, then your name is not visible. Somebody's name is visible, but somebody's name is not visible. So if I want to answer your query, then please mention your name. So when you log in, then just type your name. Okay, fine. We are moving for the next. Okay. Now, after voucher, there is a day book. I told you what is a day book? It is a place from where you can check the current date entries. And current date is not 30th January. Current date is 1st August. Because I started my books from 1st August. Then banking. Reconciliation, bank reconciliation. Everybody knows the bank reconciliation. So from here you can make the bank reconciliation. Then financial statements. Presently I don't have any balance sheet, but it is giving you the T format. Capital account, loans, current liability. Still I don't have any ledger under this group. These are the groups. Capital accounts, loans, current liability, we already checked. These are the groups. Okay, if you want to change the format of this balance sheet, then again press F12. F12 is a shortcut key for the screen configuration. Remember, I told you previously one key, that is F11. F11 is a shortcut key to set the company features, and F12 is a shortcut key for the configuration. For example, I want percentage also. Show percentage, yes. Then method of showing balance sheet, I want assets liability. So I can change the method also. Then base currency, if you want yes. Yes, no, you whatever the option you want to enable, set yes. Whatever the option you want to disable, set no. Then press Ctrl A. Now your balance sheet is assets and liability. Again press F12. Then liability and assets. Press Ctrl A. Okay. Escape. Now P&L. Only it is blank. It is blank because still we don't have any kind of entry in P&L or trading. Any stock summary. We don't have any stock summary. We don't have any ratio. We cannot do the ratio analysis because presently our company is blank. Display more reports. From here you can check the trial balance. Now we are going to start the working. Now I am going to create a one ledger under ledger, like other group we can create the ledgers. So first you have to create the ledgers. Suppose I am going to create here the capital account. Me under which group? Suppose I set here under current asset group. Then what will happen? Presently I am setting here the capital account and I am pressing here C. Personal details also you can mention. Mailing details, name, address, state, country, everything. But I want my opening balance. My opening balance is 10 lakh rupees. No need to press here the debit credit because capital balance, by default capital balance is credit balance. So it automatically taking the credit balance. And I'm pressing here Ctrl A. Then you can check the effect of the balance in the capital account in the balance sheet. See how much capital account you have? 10 lakh rupees. And it is taking the capital account under the capital account. Why? Because I selected under the capital account. And suppose by mistake I select here I want to alter it. Then alter ledger. Which ledger I want to alter? Capital. And suppose I selected here the current assets. Now see in the balance sheet it will reflect under current assets. And though the current assets capital account balance is credit, so it is giving me in the liability side. Again I am going to alter it, alter ledger capital. The asset balance is debit balance. A. Now you can check your balance sheet. See, it is reflecting under current assets. So please remember, name is not an important while you are working in any kind of software, like if it is Teleprime or if it is Zohobooks or whatever. But the name is not important. The main thing is selection. Because everything is there now. Fine. Because manual work is not there. Automatically software will take the reflect in the reports. So make sure you selecting the correct group. You should select the correct group. Now again I am going to correct it. Alter, ledger, capital. This is under capital ledger. And the capital balances should be credit balance. Now again I want to create a one more ledger, that is furniture account. Current asset. Furniture balance is 5 lakh, 2,50,000. No need to press debit credit, huh? Because by default it knows, because this is the mechanism, accounting mechanism. So this is the accounting software. So in software the things are written automatically, because the moment you select the current assets, furniture should fall under the current assets. So the software knows current assets balance should be debit. So it is giving you the debit. There is no need to select the debit or credit. Control A. Right? Now next is reserves and surplus. Which hand it should be? It should be under current liability. But apart from the current liability, here is a one group given, that is reserves and surplus. Enter, enter. Now what is your balance? That is 1,50,000. Again, no need to press credit and debit. See, by default it is giving you the credit, because it knows in a very well manner. What? Reserves and surplus account always have the credit balance. Control B. Now RAM account. Now RAM is our debtor, so I should select here the sundry debtor. Please make sure you are getting. If you are not getting, then I can like make it slow. I can make it slow. Write down in the query session if you are not getting properly. If you are getting, then again set yes. If you are not getting, then please write down. What is the problem? Why you are not getting? Take your time for understanding, no issue. Okay, move for the next. If query, then raise the query, otherwise I am moving for the next. Okay. Now, RAM account should falls under sundry debtor. Okay. See, if I am setting here the current assets, see, sundry debtor is again the group under the current assets. So I can set the current assets. But if I'm setting here the current assets, so I cannot make the bill wise entry. I cannot manage the bill wise entry. See, sundry debtors. It is giving me the option maintain balance bill by bill. And if I'm setting here the current assets, No maintain bill by bill option is there. So here you should select the sundry debtor. These are the accounts which are very important for us. Accounts receivable and accounts payable. In accounts receivable and accounts payable, we have to make the balance bill by bill. So the moment you select sundry debtor, it is giving you the option maintains balance bill by bill. Now again, you are not in your tally, this option is not showing. It is not showing this option. So how we can enable this option? Please answer me. How we can enable this option? Again by pressing F12. Because F12 is a, what is F12? F12 is a shortcut key for configuration. Shortcut key for configuration. From here, there is an option maintain balance bill by bill. Suppose you are setting it no, then you are not getting that option balance bill by bill. So by pressing F12 key and by selecting yes, either no or yes, that's it. So F12 is a shortcut key for the screen configuration and F11 is a shortcut key for the company features. Right? Now next, just press, suppose the balance of is 4,50,000. By default, it is a debit balance because all the debtors have the debit balance. Enter. Now, this is the bill wise detail you have to press. If you are having the opening balance of debtors, then you have to provide the balance according to the bill wise. Suppose this balance of debtor is on 31st July. And the bill number was bill number 01. Enter. And how many credit days you give your debtor? What is credit days? Credit policies. Now you already provide the 15 days credit days. So 15 days, 15th August. It will be due on 15th August. And control. Okay. Now next is a very important. Now your trial balance difference is 4,50,000 credit balance. Now suppose you are having Sohan account. Sundry debtor. Now 4,50,000 is a credit balance. By mistake it is Sundry. Your balance is match. Now you can check the trial balance. Still it is showing me the difference 9 lakh credit. I can check. How I can check? By checking the trial balance. See? Capital account reserves and surplus. Current liability sundry creditor is there. Current assets sundry debtor is there. Furniture account is still 9 lakh rupees debit balance is there. And suppose I enter cash account having the 9 lakh balance. Cash. Can I create the cash account? Can I create the cash account again? No, I cannot create the cash account again. Why? Because I told you by default in Tally cash account is there. But now I want to mention the opening balance of cash account. But it is not providing me the permission to create the cash account. Why? Because duplicate entry is there. Name already exists. So you can alter. There is an option of alter. Alter ledger cash. The ledger. Check your trial balance. Now it is tallied. 16 lakh 16. We cannot check the trail. We cannot see accounting, though it is the accounting software. Automatically process is there. But see, we can check. How we can check? First, I enter the balances. Display more reports, then account books. It automatically open the ledger accounts. Ledgers. Which ledger you want to open? Capital. See, this is capital ledger. All the ledgers is already opened by the Tally. Then you can check the balance sheet. Whatever the items of the balance sheet is there, it automatically transfer that items in the balance sheet. Now suppose I am having the salary balance also. Create ledger salary. Which group it should fall? Under indirect expense. Okay. Now I am having 25,500. Obviously, indirect expenses balance is debit balance. Control it. Then purchase account. Purchase account under purchase. Because unless until groups are not selected properly, it will not shifted that kind of ledger in a proper place. Purchase account should be placed in which report purchase account will take reflect? Answer me. In which report purchase account will take reflect? Purchase account will take reflect in trading account. Purchase account will take reflect in trading account. So I can check. Suppose here I'm entering the purchase account and the balance of purchase account is 3,82,500. Right? So I can check the trading account. Profit and loss account. Alt F1 is for detail mode. See, purchase account will take reflect in trading account. And presently gross loss is there. Why? Because no sales is there. No sales is there. And then salary, though I enter the salary in indirect expenses, the salary will take reflect in P&L. Upper side is trading account and lower side is P&L. I don't want to set the P&L trading account. Only I want to check the P&L account. So F12 show percentage. Okay. And then there is an option of show gross profit. I don't want to check the show gross profit. Control it. Now it's not showing me the gross profit or gross loss. Directly net loss. So this is the way you can check. Make sure you are getting in a proper manner and you install the Tally. Unless until you haven't in your system, you haven't installed the Tally. Only by listening the lecture you cannot learn. For that, hands-on practice should be there. Hands-on practice. You should have the Tally installed in your systems. Okay. Right? Now again F12 show gross profit. Now gross loss is there, net loss is there. Now net loss will take reflect where? Net loss will take reflect where? In balance sheet. See, here is a net loss. 4,08,000. 4,08,000. Now suppose again create ledger sales account. Then sales under sales. So sales will take reflect in trading account CR side, credit side. I'm having the sales of 5,50,000. No need to press credit and debit. By default, Tally will automatically select. I'm again taking commission. Correct. Income. Like 25,500. Then rent account. What should I select? What should I select for the rent? Indirect expenses. 45,500. Control V. Now you can check P&L first. See, complete P&L is there. Purchase account is there, sales account is there, gross profit is there. By default, it all brought forward gross profit because it is automated system. It is automated system and it integrates all the accounts in a single place. So that's why it is taking reflect. Okay, and then what is the gross profit, net profit presently? 2,22,000. Net profit will take reflect in balance sheet. It will add in the capital account. I can check. See, now net profit is 2,22,000. And trial balance is also there. Now I am having the complete trial balance. But it's still different in opening balances. Why difference in opening balances? Because still we haven't taken the credit and debit side both tallied. Not tallied by 2,22,000 because 2,22,000 is your net profit. Right? You can check the balance sheet now. Now suppose you are finding 2,22,000 is a difference in the debit side. So I'm taking here create. What account I can take here? Under which group I can take here? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. What account I should create here? I should create here the account with the debit balance. So I'm going to create here the machinery account. Fixed assets. $2,22,000. You can check your balance sheet is tallied now. Your balance sheet is tallied now. No differences balances is there. Okay. And presently we don't have any stock because we haven't created the inventory account, inventory groups or stock item or anything. And then no entry is there. So that's why day book is vacant. You can check the ledgers from here. Display more reports, account books, ledgers. See, all the ledgers are opened now. By default, Tally automatically open it. Then next is there is an option of group summary. Group summary. So you can check the current liability group summary. Only we have sundry creditor under current liability and capital account. Reserves and surplus, and because reserves and surplus capitalized. It is in nature of capitalized. Then you can check the group voucher, but presently no transaction is there, so we cannot check the group voucher. Tomorrow we will learn how can we pass the transactions. How can we pass the transactions? Now, contra registers, payment vouchers, only in the case of vouchers, when we have passed the vouchers, then we can check these registers. Otherwise, it is blank. No entry is there, no transaction is there. Even in a, nor in any month. Okay, next. Statement of accounts. Statement of accounts. What is statement of accounts? In a statement of accounts, outstanding, aging. I am sure you are aware with this word, that is aging. How many days are already gone for creditor or debtor? So outstanding, receivable or payable? Receivable. See, overdues by days. No, nothing is by days. Why so? Because our bill is of 31st July and I already provide the 15th day credit policy, credit days. So it is not, presently it is not overdue. It is not showing me the overdue. Same thing is payable. Now suppose I change from here. Receivable, okay. I am going to change the RAM accounts bill. The first bill was 1st April 24. In the 15 days credit phase was there. So how many overdues are there? How many days already gone? 16 April. The bill was due on 16 April, but still we haven't received. So automatically it will give the calculation. I told you embedded calculation is there. And this bill is only for 2,25,000. The next bill for 31st July. Bill number 2. Also 15 days. But this is not due. I should make the difference. It is 1. I'm taking the next bill. 31st.3. Bill number 3. And 15 days. Control A. Now you can check the aging. This statement of accounts. Receivable. See. Now it is giving you the overdues by days. Can you check how it calculated the days 108? Because the bill was, the invoice generated on 31st March 24. And the due date for that is 15 days. So 15 days means 15 April. And though the current date is 1st August. So 15 April to 1st August. How many days are there? 108. 108. Same thing is for 1st April. The bill was on 1st April and the due days of after 15 days it should be due. That means 16 April. But still 1st August is there and still we are not receiving the amount. So 107 days is already gone. But in this case, the days are not there. Overdues are not there. Why so? Because the bill for 31st July, 15 days was credit period and the 1st August is there. So still bill is not due. So that's why it is not giving you the calculation for the overdue by days. I'm sure all of you are getting. If not, then question me. You can raise the question. Is it? And I'm very glad so many students are active and properly answered me. They are giving me the proper answer. Whatever the question I'm asking, they are giving me the proper answer. So I'm very glad, like so many students are active. They are giving me the proper answer. And make sure you should have the computer. Unless until practicals are not there. So you cannot understand in a proper manner. You should understand in a proper manner. Okay. Fine. Is it? I'm sure everybody understood whatever I gave here the understanding. Then you can raise the query. So should I like close the session? If any query, then still I have the 5 minutes to answer your queries. Still I am having the 5 minutes to answer your queries. Please raise the queries. No query is there. So that's been everybody understood. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot for the patience listening. So tomorrow we will again learn the further features of Tally. Today we learn how can we create the masters, and under the masters how can we create the ledgers, and after creating the ledgers what would be the effect, because see no matter whatever the name of the ledger it is, but the main is under which groups you are creating the ledgers. So just select the proper group. If the proper group is not there, then see, it is a deaf and dumb machine. Software doesn't have any IQ. Computer doesn't have any IQ. You should select the proper group. Unless until the proper group is not there, it will not take reflect in the proper place. Like I told you, if the capital account under you select the under current assets, then it will take reflect in balance sheet asset side. But though the capital should be reflect in balance sheet liability side, but the name is not matter. The matter is proper group. Are you getting? So today we learn the how can we create the ledgers and how can we select the proper groups, right? So thank you so much. Thanks for the patience listening. Annapurna ma'am, should I close the session? Okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye and take care. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.